So something these losers are doing to people out here is they're trying to make people go insane. They're trying to make people go insane by repeating the same things over and over again endlessly, and then conditioning the mind to receive that every single day. Now I'm going to explain that. If you go back to the very first video on this channel, I laid it out clearly that they were using a kind of technology to use AI to talk with me all day, and for people to send personalized voice messages, video messages, and image messages to me, to my brain at light speed. No way out of it. So what do I mean? Okay, well, this is what they do. I just gave you a brief summary, and now I'm going to tell you the full scoop. All right. So these Gangstalkers are trying to make you look crazy, and a lot of people clue into this pretty early on because it's obvious that that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to set people off, make them go crazy. Seems pretty obvious. And a thing I had them do was they would literally for hours at a time repeat the same key phrases, insults, and more over and over and over again until I was completely fed up and I couldn't take it anymore, and I would lash out screaming at them because they would not shut up. That's what they do. And for anyone that wants to act like they're better than that, if someone says the same sentence or insult or whatever 100+ times in one day, you're gonna not like it. And that's what they do. That's what these losers will do. They have some kind of technology which allows them to send personalized voice, video, and image messages to whoever their target is. So a common theme you're going to notice with these Gangstalkers who are doing the voices in your head, they can't keep consistent. They lie a lot. They use basically any insult that is an insult. And they're always trying to find some way of justifying their behavior, their abuse in real life and over with the technology. All the technology is traceless unless they're zapping you with something that like leaves a mark on your arms. It's traceless. There's not going to be any trace left of what happened to you. So these guys do this to push people so that they finally break, attack the Gangstalkers, and look crazy. That's the point. That's what they're trying to do. That's why they drive around you with all the one headlight shit. That's the real reason why. Even if they don't know that, they're tapping into a trauma which has been created in my head and your head for, at least for me, this trauma has been created in my head for 2 years now. And I have been polite with them. I have gotten thrown around by them. I have been treated as less than an animal by them. I've been electrocuted by them. It is like a lot of bitching I do, but I just want it to be known that this is what happens. Like that is the real deal. This is the real deal. So yeah, that's what they do. As a final resort almost, and as a beginner, they will try to make you look crazy or violent, like a terrorist or something. And if they can't do that, they will try to manufacture the event by torturing you, basically. So, have you ever heard of Chinese water drip torture? Chinese water drip torture is effective because it deals with repetition, unending repetition. That's what Chinese water torture is. This is the mental equivalent to Chinese water torture. Drip, drip, drip. What they do in Chinese water torture is they have a little dripper that drips one drop of water right on the center of their forehead until they start screaming, because it gets repetitive and it makes people go insane. That's what happens when they repeat the same word over and over and over again, or the same insult. They kept calling me selfish. They kept saying the exact same thing, threat, verbatim over and over again. I wasn't scared of the threat. I wasn't hurt by the insult. I was annoyed that they kept doing it over and over and over again, and I had no way of stopping it. When this shit starts, you can't stop it, and that's a common thread too. And that's how they use to make it, that's how they make you look crazy. Another thing you don't want to do is telling a doctor about it. I think we know that. Don't tell a doctor about this, because it's a way to get diagnosed with schizophrenia, bipolar, and or autism. And if you don't want any of the medications they offer for those specific afflictions, then you shouldn't be telling a doctor any of this. A lot of people mistake it for actual health problems when it first starts, as I did. I thought I had developed schizophrenia at 20. This happened 2 years ago. In my 20s. It doesn't make much sense. This all started in one day, like I said, in my first video on YouTube. The story hasn't changed. You can go back to that very first video a year ago and then compare it and contrast it with information I've come out with recently, not so recently, and you'll see that my story is consistent, because this is what's happening. I'm telling you what happened, specifically what happened. But yeah, this is what they do. There's a lot more Gangstalkers than you think there are. The devil wears 1,000 costumes. He even tries to wear mine, but I don't let him because he's a loser. Anyway, this shit is endless. If you want to learn from me, if you want any piece of advice, like I said, I hate advice. I hate giving advice. I don't really like receiving advice unless it's absolutely necessary. If you want my advice, don't speak with them. Don't speak with them in person. Don't speak with them mentally. Don't do it. Don't speak with them. Because okay, so what they have a technology which is like an AI chatterbot. If you've ever used ChatGPT, you can use it like a chatterbot, and it will endlessly talk about whatever, because it has it in its memory. It's a computer system that is building from memory new sentences, new ideas. That's what the ChatGPT is, and that's what they're using. I don't know if it's ChatGPT or what, but it's an AI chatterbot that directs voices into your head all day long. Alongside the AI are the people who are managing the AI, and the people managing the AI have the ability to send personalized messages and threats to you. And that's exactly what they did to me when I posted this on a website that I won't disclose the name of. It's popular. So after I made the post on the website, they used this technology to send a personalized threat to me, and it was no joke. They were dead serious. They said, you can't post this here. You're not allowed to talk about that here to me. So one, those people who run that subreddit, I gave it away, are Gangstalkers. Two, they have access to the same technology that Gangstalkers do. Three, that entire place, that entire forum is basically probably being used as a data harvesting operation for AI. Just like they did with 4chan, just like they did with all the websites, YouTube included. They use AI to scrub the data, and it basically just learns from whatever it scrubs. So let's say an AI is trained to scrub the entire database of r/gangstalking. It will do that, and it will have all the information from that database now available to it in a matter of seconds. So that's why they're doing this. That's part of the reason why they're doing this. A lot of the people are just being used, like they're being used as like a tool, as like a weapon. It's not for the greater good of humanity, as you can clearly tell. They're trying to get people homeless. If you notice, in my videos I talk about being homeless. I've now been homeless, I think 3 times, and every time it was a deliberate push. They were pushing me, using the technology, using their threats, using everything at their disposal to push me out of the house into homelessness. They haven't hired me for anything. As far as I'm aware, I can't get a job. Ever since my first job, I built and I washed computer parts. So a circuit board, I built and I washed those. I was good at what I did, but I was let go within a couple of months for some really bogus reasons. I'm not going to tell you those bogus reasons, because usually when people tell you that they got fired for bogus reasons, it's not true. But in my case, it is. I'm being real. I know it doesn't really mean much, but I know I got fired for some bullshit because they couldn't even get my fucking name right, and I couldn't clock in properly with the ID they gave me because they couldn't spell my name. Because my name is super specific and they don't know how to spell. They can't read. So ever since that job, 2021, 2022, I haven't been able to work. It's like every time I go in to file a job application or I go in to do a job interview, like they already know who I am. They've already made the decision. They don't want me to work there. Seriously, every single time. And remember, I did good at my last job. It takes some skill and some intelligence to be able to put together computer parts, all right? Like you have to be able to do it right. You have to be able to be safe with it so you don't ruin the circuit board. I did that well. So if I'm qualified to build computer parts, surely I should be qualified to run a cashier job. Apparently not. Or a janitor job, or literally anything that doesn't involve meat. Like I said, I'm vegan. Do you often see many vegans working at McDonald's? I don't think so, unless maybe they do. Yeah, that's what they'll do. The Gangstalkers come in and impose themselves as authority, and every time you call them out, they'll only try to manipulate and do mental gymnastics to find the justification for what they're doing to you so they can continue doing it to you. That's what they're doing to me right now. And I'm going to upload this one if fucking YouTube will let me. This is a small side tangent, Apple products. New, modern Apple products really suck. The older Apple products, like the iMacs, and the Apple II computers, and the old iPods, those were great. These things suck. Let me explain why. One, I can't upload any YouTube videos from this phone right now because it won't let me allow any of these platforms to post videos. It won't allow me to do that. Second reason this sucks, there have been like 5 or 7 chargers that I've had to cycle through because each different phone has a new charger for whatever fucking reason, a different port. Apple removed the headphone port. Like, it's obvious, like they're just shitting on the consumers at this point for paying too much for less. I only have this iPhone because I need it, and so I can record these videos in high definition, 60 frames per second, have it look good audio quality and all. But yeah, it's a strange time to be alive. This is what they do. They will always try to find the justification for their abuse. I don't know specifically if it's a narcissistic thing to do, but I feel like that's quite a narcissistic thing to do, wouldn't you say? To sit there and abuse someone from afar, from the shadows where they can't see you, using some kind of technology that no one knows about. Yeah, real funny. But basically, they're the worst people you'll ever interact with. Constantly, they threaten me to stop uploading YouTube videos, and the real reason I haven't been on YouTube is because I didn't want them to do anything that they were saying they were going to do. But you know what? They already jumped and electrocuted me, so what the fuck ever, right? Like I said, if you have any doubts about what I'm saying, that's fine. Analyze it for yourself. I am telling the truth. I don't know, like, this place is so fucked up that, like, you don't know right from wrong anymore, or not right from wrong. You don't know what's a lie and what's truth anymore, usually. I do, because I have good discernment, but a lot of people don't have good discernment. I have video evidence on my channel. From the very first video to this video right here, none of the story details have changed, because those are the details. That is what happened. And they said I was over-embellishing, I was over-exaggerating. I really wasn't. They just don't see what's going on because all the crimes committed are traceless. Keep that in mind. Traceless crimes. They're trying to make you look crazy. They do a lot of threatening things with their cars to try to make you confront them. I think you can guess what I mean when I say that. You know, driving too close to you, blocking the sidewalk with their car to hold you up, Yeah, they'll do anything really to get in your way, just so you lash out against them and make yourself look crazy. Let me tell you, they're not worth the attention. And I'm not saying that everyone that took the gang stalking job is a terrible person or a human trafficker, but I am saying it's best to get out now while it's early. No one wants to be a gang stalker. I'll tell you that. The only reason people are gang stalkers is because of the money. If money didn't exist, no one would want to be a gang stalker. This is the reason I don't meet people online. This is the reason I don't talk to people online, because you really don't know who's on the other side of that screen. You don't know. If you get into a voice call with them, if you get into a video voice call with them, good on you. People have pretty good discernment about who's a good person or not usually, right? Sometimes. People reveal themselves in what they talk about. I've revealed myself on this channel through what I talk about. Other people reveal themselves through what they talk about. It's very interesting, some of the things they reveal through the things that they talk about in regards to themselves. I believe without realizing it. So that's all I'm gonna say. So quick recap. They will use this tech on you, and they'll always find the justification to do it. Talking with them isn't necessary. It isn't gonna help you. A lot of them, I'm assuming all of them, but I'm just gonna say a lot of them have taken oaths of silence, because this is a real thing going on and no one knows about it. So, yeah, definitely some crazy shit going on there. And one final point I'd like to throw in has to do with the Church of Scientology. Church of Scientology, it does exist in Columbus, Ohio, the capital of Ohio. But no one ever talks about it. I wanted to talk about how Scientologists run away from the camera. Scientologists intentionally try not to be recorded. They intentionally try to get away from any form of recording. If you want to see something, I'll link a channel, Scientology Audit, and look at how the Scientologists react when a camera comes up to them. Like they just murdered somebody or something. Like, it's really sketchy. I don't know, like, what they think they're safeguarding that's that necessary to hide from a camera like that, but they do it all the time. So Scientologists have very strange ways where they do that. Think about that. Do your gang stalkers immediately run, or do they just kind of like stare at you? Mine do both. They either run away when I get the phone, or they just like stare at me. But yeah, I think that's enough. Don't talk to your gang stalkers. If you've been left with no friends, like I have, try to make do with what you have. Try to get closer to God, and try not to be mooseying around in any of the nonsense, all this fucking bullshit. Like, play a game, watch a movie. You know, don't let it consume your whole life. That was the mistake I made for years. I let this shit consume my life. And I've wasted basically 2 years going back and forth with a group of people that hate me, and that's why I'm telling you, please don't talk to the gang stalkers. Have a good night. Have a good day.